українському кризовому.
Good morning, dear colleagues. Welcome to Ukrainian Media Crisis Center. We start out today program. Start with the press briefing that is organized with the UCMC in the framework of the first anniversary of Maidan, rebirth of the nation, and you will be eyewitness of how we present this nice present. UN100, this is a book, and you know about this project. We will give it to Mr. Vladimir Golotnyuk, who is the father of 19th-old Vadim Golotnyuk. He's a student. He was a student. He was a peaceful Protestant in Maidan. His blue helmet, blue because of this is the UN peacemaking color, and the marksman shot him. So he not only was a victim of the Maidan, but as well he was a kind of a colonel of Maidan. And now I invite our participants, Stim Golotnyuk, Yulia Marushevska, the author of Ukrainian video, and our esteemed member of the portal, Gennady Kurochka, presented this book. Good morning, friends. I will not repeat all the words been pronounced yesterday at the press conference. The only thing I would like to tell you briefly is the nature of this project. This project is devoted to 100 of countries that voted against the crime annexation 5 months ago. Our idea was, say, not only to appeal to the leaders of those countries, but to the leaders of the countries that withheld or even voted against. We had an opportunity to talk to them, to understand their position. And briefly, I ask you to give me a second slide, our results. So, in order to prepare this project first from the concept stage until the implementation of this multimedia project, we spent 18 full days, and people worked not only having no weekends, but all around the clock, in the night hours as well, 35 hours, to have footage. We prepared 105 personal appeals to each and every president, and at that time the weather was sunny, and Yulia even had some sunburns, and it was really difficult for us. The 2 albums Mr. Poroshenko, our president, personally handed into Canada Prime Minister and to Barack Obama. We will show you relevant photos and members of the Ukrainian Crisis Media Center. We spent 6 days, 12 hours each, and every 15 minutes this album was handed in. And finally, we have presented 141 multimedia albums, and this presentation lasted 3 to 7 minutes, depending on the leader of the country. And this picture, you see the ceremony of handing this album to Barack Obama, and the president spoke about this book himself, and they talked about Maidan as well. We presented a video, and our main mission now is to represent this project. And the symbol of this project, the symbol of Ukraine, to my mind, was Ustin Golodnyuk, who repainted his blue helmet, his green helmet in blue color, and it is hard for me to speak, and I hope that being a peacemaker, he was a peacemaker. He understood himself as a peacemaker, and he wanted to protect his friends. And I wish that our people to learn the price of freedom whilst they are sitting in their comfortable rooms, offices. They must understand that there are certain people here. There were certain people. They shot to this blue color, and it was important for us to give a sign that our country is not yet occupied, and we are free. We were free, and we will continue our pace to freedom. I'll give floor to Julia. In fact, everything that's happening, we are eyewitnessing, and in fact, this is the contemporary myth creation of myths. Like in antique Greece, they had Hercules, and Ukraine today gave a new type of mythology to the world. And in fact, the father of one of these novice heroes will be handed of this gift. This creation of myths, we paid dearly for that, and this is a great impact of Ukraine into a new history, modern history, and new heroes. They're inspiring not only us but the entire world. So that's why thank you and my condolences. Mr. Vladimir, the floor is yours. In fact, I knew about this project, but I didn't know about the nature of this project. And today, when I learned about this project, I learned many new, very important things about this. I understood the entire nature of this project, and maybe you don't know the slide that is depicted here on the back side of this book. Here is the photo of my Ustim in blue helmet. Please pay attention to the fact that they have blue, yellow bandana at his neck. So blue helmet and yellow bandana, those are colors of our flag. There was bloodshedded by my son's blood. I'm proud of my son. Thank you for your work. Slava Ukraini. Thank you very much. It was very emotional, and it is difficult to ask any questions. I have a question to Vladimir. Tomorrow we will mark the first anniversary of Maidan. A year passed. I understand that this year was very hard for you, but please share your major impressions of this year. Do you think the values your son died for at Maidan, that values, have they started to be implemented? Nobody informed me about my schedule. That's why I feel myself free, and I'll speak openly. I believe that everybody of the people who lost their relatives in Maidan, and people who are losing their relatives in eastern Ukraine, they share the same feelings. Ukrainians, we are a unique nation, and we are ready to give our lives for our country, freedom. And now we have a result. Means that we do not have any result in those 9 months. Nothing changed in our country to the extent we would like it to be changed. Unfortunately, our officials uh, did not yet understand that they must change the way they govern in the country. They must understand their people, they must understand that they are elected by people and they could be dismissed by the same people. Maybe throughout last several months I am fighting the windmills because the bureaucratic system, bureaucratic machine could break anybody, but thanking to people, they support me. We are trying to deliver to the public all the values people gave their lives for at Maidan. With your support, with projects like this, I believe in a bright future. I believe that our people dying in the East, they are protecting our country that will flourish in due time. I know that tomorrow the president will put flowers to the tomb at Institutska Street. Will you take part in this ceremony, and what will you say to the president of Ukraine? This is, of course, a very demonstrative gesture, Mr. President. It's not the first time that he delivers flowers to the heavenly 100 places. But here at this briefing, I've already expressed myself once. I thought that maybe the president should pay attention to the fact that 9 months has passed and our relatives, their portraits, the place where they died, this place is being soaked by rain, the cars are passing by freely, and believe me, if we do not appreciate the values we have, then we'll lose our belief in our future. I believe that this place must be a sacred place. This must be a spot, a place of people to ask themselves if they spend their lives in a proper way. And tomorrow I have some questions to the president. I would like to look into his eyes. I hope that you will have this opportunity, and we invite you 3 p.m. tomorrow at the briefing organized with the relatives of the Heavenly 100, and hopefully we once again will have our conversation. This, thank you, colleagues, not only today but throughout all this period. We will have, and of course, the entire world knows about your boy, and we will remember.